Okay, so the news is that I spent so long trying to find the perfect place to start vlogmas this year that my camera's dying. So we're going back home, I guess. In the off chance that this is still recording. Yeah. I'm here. It's November 30th. I've got some hot drink. I think I'm gonna go home now. This is good. This is a good start. So I'm walking through this like tiny bit of wooded area near my house. I think what I like about being in this part of the forest, and also what I liked about last year's way of doing vlogmas in particular, was that this area of the woods really makes me feel like a child, like clambering over little bits of forest and trying to find a spot that is kind of chair-like or homely. It really reminds me of like the games I used to play in the woods at school. For a while I went to a little school in Rhode Island that had like a little wooded area, and we really like made it like a den. I mean, some of the things that we built were insane. And we had this like barter economy of like rocks and sticks, and some rocks were worth more than other rocks. And I missed that. Like, that was a really fun time, and we would play in all sorts of weather, and like we made this little like den with sticks that were leaning up against a tree, and it genuinely provided shelter from the snow. Like, when it snowed, we could go in there, and like there was some snow, there wasn't no snow, there was significantly less snow, and we'd be a lot warmer in there during break time. So like, yeah. And I now know that I will be massively rambling over clips of various things from today, because the camera died and I'm just walking back home recording this. So who's to say what you're currently watching?
Set of priorities and ideas about what evidence is, and therefore what witchcraft is.
Well, that's an amazing scene, isn't it? Because then most of the witnesses submit written evidence.
Hello, welcome to Big Mike O'Clock. One of the things that I enjoy about Vlogmas is that I try and use my big camera wherever possible, but audio. So this is potentially the solution. If you're seeing this, it means it worked, so that's great. I feel very weird holding this, but there we are. That's what's happening. As you can see, I'm surrounded by baskets. I manage my knitting by putting it in baskets and surrounding myself with them. And the ones that I put in particular baskets are ones that are more like in circulation. There's kind of a hierarchy going on here. One of my favourite things, potentially on the internet ever, but definitely one of my favourite ever blog posts. I was a big blog reader back in the day, and particularly this blog, is a post by Amanda Soul, who had the Soul Mama blog and now is like the editor of Taproot magazine, which I have one copy of, precisely one copy of. I can see some stuff with the mic. Nothing is coming. This is Taproot. Hold on. I'm back. I've turned up the microphone gain. There we go. Okay, I can see that I'm in fact recording sound. Welcome to my bed. I've got lots of bags. They've all got knitting in them. I'm going to talk to you about them. That's what's going to happen. Before I went to check to see if the mic was working, I was talking about one of my favourite ever blog posts / things on the internet. And that is a blog post by Amanda Soul, who is the editor of Taproot magazine. And wrote this blog post, I want to say potentially like 15 years ago. So there's that. And I'm going to link it down below if it still exists on the internet, which I'm pretty sure it does. And it's just about her knitting basket, and I have read it so many times. It's like my comfort blog post, that I can give you the direct quote where she introduced it by saying that it's a bordering on ridiculous level of detail, and that is what I'm going to give you here. If it's not for you, that's fine. Just skip on past. You can just go to the bit where it's not this image, and that'll be it. That'll be not this. But if you would like to see stupid level of detail as to how I organise my knitting and the things that are inside these baskets, stick around. So that's the treat that I'm giving you on pre-vlogmas day 1. Where do I even begin? So, yes, I have a hierarchy of knitting baskets. There's 2 baskets that I have that are like projects that I am working on. That's my go-to at the moment. The first basket is this white basket, which fits in that little nook right there that is empty. And that has usually like a simple project in it, something that I can like work on while watching TV. So that is currently this, which is my Christmas jumper, and I'm working on the sleeve, the second sleeve. However, this current issue is that this is also the project that I would put in this basket, which is full of crap. I'm gonna have to put that on the mic to show it to you. I also don't know if I can say crap on the internet. So it's full of objects. And that's my like knitting basket that is not by my bed, but that has the project that I'm currently working on. So when I was working on my mystery knit along, it was in there. And also in here is like random stuff that I like to have near me at all times. So like chapstick, some gum, another chapstick. Also in here right now is my like mending jar. There's this little bag that I put like scraps of yarn into, which currently is empty because I just made a little pillowcase and stuffed it. So that's something I'll show you probably at some point. My Chow Goose set. There's this pencil case, which has pencils in it. And there's this pencil case, which has like notions in it. So it's got like tiny scissors and needles and like sewing and like a knitting, like a tiny ruler. It also has a cloth tape measure. And my diary, my like events diary rather than like my Dear Diary. Another tape measure, so all sorts of random stuff. And in there, I will usually also keep the project that I'm working on, which was this jumper, my dad's jumper. But now that's finished. So this is prompted by the fact that I want to clear this out because it's got loads of like stuff left over from that project and put this in it, which then leaves a space open for promotion. So I don't even know what this is. So I was like, I'll go through my other project bags to find something that can be promoted. I think probably it'll just end up, what will be in here will be my like Christmas jumper. Not Christmas jumper, my like Advent jumper. But it did prompt me to look through all of my things. Also, I want to find a project bag for my Advent project, all of this sort of stuff. God, this is such a ridiculous level of detail. I don't even know if I want to talk through all of these whips. I wonder if I can find a holder for that. No, you know what? I'm just going to keep holding it. Okay, we're back. The vibes are slightly different. The ring light is on. The camera is in a different place. I hope I'm in focus. I've run out of energy to to care about this being perfect. We're back. So, knitting baskets, projects. I have this, which is going to go in this bag. So that sorted. Goodbye. You are done. It needs a clear out. That basket seriously needs a clear out. Sorry for the scruffling, but it's accounted for. Then we have this bag. This bag has my Marit cardigan in it. Now, my main concern for this bag is moths. I would be absolutely gutted if anything happened to this. So I think what's going to happen to this is that I'm going to put a moth thing in it and then just put it right back where I found it, because as much as this is absolutely stunning, I am so happy with the colours I picked. Gorge, absolutely gorge. I don't think it's a priority for me right now. Maybe it's one that I'll take home for Christmas because it's quite a nice, it's very like engaging. Very slow going, very slow. It's on, these are Chagu Minis, 2.5. Oh, it's not even 2.5, it's 3mm. Okay, so it's actually not as small as I thought it was, but I guess I'm quite a tight knitter, because this is very, anyway, that's what's happening with that. This is all I have left of my main colour that I've wound up. I've got a few more skeins, obviously, because I'm going to need them, but they're in my cupboard, so not a priority right now, but very much beloved project that I do want to get back to. Also, any long time, this is going to be very hard to do with one hand, any long time viewers, you can play a little drinking game with, I recommend either water or tea, keep yourself hydrated, of any of these projects, how many times you've seen me talk about them. So this one probably gets like 5 or 6 sips of water. Definitely, it's been existing for a long time, but yes, okay, sorted. This, there's a lot in here that I'm like, I don't want to deal with it, but also it feels so good to have dealt with it. And something I'm thinking about doing this Advent that I saw on TikTok is that, I don't remember what it's called, but I'll again try and link it down below. Someone has made this like PDF of like task you've been putting off, that it's like anti-avoidance Advent, where it's just like stuff to get your life in order, and every day there's like a new task, like delete your like go through emails and like unsubscribe from stuff, or like book your doctor's appointment that you've been putting off, or like whatever. And as much as it would pain me to do those things, I think it would be nice to go into the new year having done those things. So maybe that's what's going on here. But in this bag, there's all of the tiny bits from my mystery knit along that are still in here, which honestly just really need to be put into my little scraps bag, which again is in my cupboard up there. So I think getting the box down from the cupboard is going to be a thing that's going to happen. And also in that basket are all the colours that I did not end up using in my mystery knit along, that hopefully someday will have a life in a project, because they are all beautiful yarns, especially this one. This was the I think it was the La Bien Aimée one that my friend got me from Stephen and Penelope. Then knitting notebook, that's fine, that can stay. Currently we're dealing with this basket. This is a basket of kind of third tier projects that I am working on them, but they're not getting all the love and all the attention. They're like on the bench, you know, but they're not on respite. They're not like on a sabbatical, which if you're in the cupboard, you're on a sabbatical. And here there's so many sock projects, it makes me want to cry. really living out second sock syndrome right now. This is, I can't even guess what it is. Right, okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're almost all DRK everyday socks, because big fan. Oh my god, and this one is genuinely almost finished. The shame, the absolute shame. Even like a pair, so this is the first sock. It's in retrosaria, mondim, sock weight, full play, whatever. One whole finished sock, and I've even I have turned the heel of this sock. Sorry, it's on the like Addy trios, which I really enjoy for sock knitting. Either that or Magic Loop is what I like for socks. I tried the like mini circulars. I really wanted to like them because they looked so speedy, but the mini circulars and I are not friends yet. Maybe one day, but that's what that looks like. So actually that might be a good contender for the white basket, just something for like knitting on in bed. I'm gonna hold that open. Then we have a lovely empty project bag. I love this project bag. I'm sure I've talked about it before. It's for midwinter yarns, and it's oilcloth and it's massive, and I love it. It's like a nice little bucket bag. It has a little badge on it that you can't see because the focus isn't great right now. That's it. That's what that's about. That is what that's about. So this is an empty project bag, so this is a contender for putting my Advent project into. So holding that. Great. It's all happening. In here is, I'm pretty sure, I'll look at my holes. Jumper, top, sweater thing that I'm making with Indie Yarn Club Neon Yarn. And here it is. Here she is in all of her nearly finished glory. Wow, that is so bright. Not far off what the actual colour is. It's so big and also so small. Currently, even stretched, it would not go where I want it to, and this is all I have left. So that I think is benched. I'm not going to put it away, but it was a summer project that was a really nice one to carry around because it's so small and the pattern is like easy to memorize. But I'm just not feeling it right now because I guess I could wear it over a turtleneck, but it was really supposed to be like something for the summer that I could wear over little tank tops and stuff. So potentially going away till the summer. Wow. This is so many. I've definitely had years where I've had way more whips than this. I think I recently had a big cull and that was really helpful. So we're not in a terrible place to be going into the new year. Oh my goodness, and guess again, it's another sock that's almost finished. Why do I hate toes? Oh, this is on minis, that's probably why I've not been knitting on it. And also, this is Art Equals Happy yarn. Also, I've made the foot extremely long. I learned recently that you're supposed to make the foot a bit shorter than your actual foot because it will grow once you start wearing it. If you don't want to get that like thing where the heel like slips up all the way to the top. It's another DRK everyday sock. It's in Art Equals Happy yarn that was my like 24, or is it 25? It was like the extra, like you got, I'm not going to fish it out because it's like really wedged in there, the cake, but it was like one of the advent colors that you then got 100 grams of at the end, and everyone got like a different one of the 100 grams, so love that. Mine was day 18, but because I don't know, because of the yarn, because of the way I've tried to make this sock, it's quite dense, which is not always like the most fun to knit. I think will like make a good sock, although I'm gonna try this on, I think, and if it's super long I might rip it out. Potentially that's a frog, so that's gonna go over here to be looked at. I've definitely talked about these socks before, but these socks, I'm now looking at the other DRK everyday socks, I'm realizing that these are ones that I like did a modified version of, where I knit them from top down instead of toe up, but did the same like ribbed gusset sort of situation. That's that. So they're not actual, they're like Frankenstein DRK everyday socks. There is, I was going to say I think that's it, but there's another project. Guess what? It's some socks. These are the socks that I was making for the M to the 3rd Socktober Cal. And I finished one, and I love it. I love it. Look at that pattern. I'm obsessed. It's all the colours from my Twists and Turns. Not Twist. Is it called Twists and Turns? The mystery knit along from last year. Socks look so weird when you just show them not on a foot or not on a sock blocker. And this is a DRK everyday sock, again modified, to include this pattern, which I feel like if you look at it, you'll be able to copy it. It's 4 rows of each colour, and then 8 rows of each, like way each. So it's like 4 rows, 4 rows, swap, 4 rows, 4 rows, swap, if that makes sense. And it's like 2 stitches for each little section. So yeah, to use that on the foot, and that is like in stockinette, but then I've used ribbing for the heel, which is why it looks so weird. And I've started on the second one of that, but I'm like literally just on the toe. So that is a sock that needs to happen, and I really enjoyed making it, so like I will make that, but I'm feeling no rush to finish these socks, but they're nice to have. And I must not cast on another sock. I had spoken about casting on a Christmas sock, but I don't think it's going to happen because realistically I'm not going to finish it, and then it'll just be another sock that I have, and I won't get to wear it for Christmas. I will be a bit sad watching everyone make their, like, the advent socks that have all the different colours, and I'll be like, I wish I was making some Christmas socks, but I shouldn't. I have a lot of socks. What I also have are 2 more projects that one is complete except the buttons. So this is Dad's jumper, needs buttons, basically there. And in here is another sweater quantity of yarn that I'm undecided what I'm going to do with, and I'm not going to show you in case what I decide to do with it is secret or gift related. So that is there. But what you need to know, what's important, is that I have 5 balls left of this mustard yarn, and I do not know what I'm going to do with it. It was quite a lot to knit it at such a dense gauge, but I feel like if I were to knit it looser, it could be somewhat pleasant. Maybe like a scarf or a cowl. Ooh. Actually, I've just seen I think it's an Ozetta pattern that people have been test knitting, that it's like a turtleneck and then it has like a front bit and a back bit. You're supposed to like put it on underneath a coat. There's a word for that. I think it's tabard, but don't come at me if it's not. So that's a possibility, but we are awaiting advent cast-ons and not searching for other cast-ons. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to sort through all of this stuff, and I'm watching Anne with an E at the moment. I'm pretty sure I was watching Anne with an E last Christmas, last Advent, and I love it. It's cozy and it makes me cry. Almost every episode I watched, I think, like the end of one episode and the beginning of another while I was eating my lunch, which by the way was amazing. I made like orzo with like a creamy tomato cheese sauce, and like I just had some broccoli left over, so I just like put the broccoli in with the orzo. Whoo! It was like not Christmas. It was like a cozy winter, like a stew soup pasta guy. It was just so good. And while I was watching those like 20 minutes of Anne with an E, I cried maybe 3 times, and that's what I look for in a TV show. So I'm going to go do that, and I'm going to start editing this, and I'm just really hopeful that this audio is not terrible.